Greetings from Springfield, Missouri, and this is Voris Dasnawa signing on a continued rumbly, thundery August 24th here in Springfield, Missouri. And I'm here to play an FM radio recording as received a week ago, that being back on August 17th from here in Springfield, North Springfield, as a matter of fact. And it was Y102 KRNY, Kearny, Grand Island, Hastings, Nebraska, and they're a country station on 102.3 FM. And, you know, a 102.3 is kind of a tough frequency to get stuff on here in Springfield because we have a 102.5 FM here in Springfield. So it's the Oasis network, and even though it's low power, I believe it's only 140 watts, it still does a good job putting the kibosh on a 102.7 and 102.3, that being on either side. But Y102, Kearny, Nebraska was able to power through and was coming in actually quite well, and it was one of a few stations coming out of central/western Nebraska that morning. And this happened to be the furthest west in Nebraska I'd picked up at this point. Just a little bit later, well, actually, I had picked up Lexington, Nebraska just before that, which was further west. But these two were the furthest west FM radio stations I've picked up in Nebraska from here in Springfield, knowingly. So, quite interesting. And songs featured are, it starts out with part of Bigger Houses, Dan plus SHAY, and it ends after several commercials and the news and a very good audio ID from Y102. Then there's Jason Aldean's How Far Does a Goodbye Go? And in this case, over the FM radio waves as the crow flies, about 379 miles at least here that goodbye can go. Okay, here we go. Let's cue up the recording. Again, this is August 17th, a week ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fifth recording down. Here it is. Oh yeah, and also I'm going to skip a little bit ahead, not play so much of this Bigger Houses song. Maybe it can help keep me out of copyright trouble, which luckily I've been able to avoid pretty well. Here we go. 1:28 into the recording. And it was coming in very well. Y102. So impressive.
For the rest of your life, greener grass in the yard next door, a shined up Chevy, little new world in yours. Never gonna fill an empty cup if what you got still not enough. Thing about happiness I found is it don't live in bigger houses. The thing about happiness I found is it don't live in bigger houses. Live, it's the Scotty O Show on Y102. Work and school day mornings from 6 to 10, powered by the Midway Auto Dealerships. It's time for the Nebraska State Rodeo Association Finals at the Dawson County Fairgrounds in Lexington, September 11th through the 13th. Friday is First Responders Appreciation Night with rodeo action at 7. Saturday is College Fan Day with the rodeo at 7. Then wrap up the weekend Sunday with Military Appreciation Day and the rodeo at 1 p.m. Get your tickets and find more information at DawsonCountyFair.com. The Nebraska State Rodeo Association Finals, September 11th through the 13th. Sponsored by Lexington Tourism. It's all about quality, excellence, and dedication. Island Auto, we make it easy. Now's the time to buy. Interest rates are dropping and Island Auto is ready to help you save. With over 80 units available and instant approvals, get into your next vehicle fast, easy, and hassle-free. Visit us at 1407 West 2nd Street in Grand Island or in Hastings, 1113 South J Street. Island Auto, we make it easy.
Champions know it's the little things that add up. The reps say everyday work. Winning doesn't happen only on game day. It's built in the gym. One drill, one practice, one rep at a time. Your financial goals work the same way. You buy groceries, fill up the car, treat yourself to takeout. They're your everyday moves, but they're all part of getting where you want to go. Make Sense Checking at the University of Nebraska Federal Credit Union rewards you 5 cents every time you use your debit card. Because when you put in the everyday work, it's nice to get a little something back. Make Sense Checking. Put in the reps. Get rewarded. Learn more at nufcu.org.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. White elastomeric roof coating stops leaks and restores flat roofs. It lowers roof temperature by reflecting heat from the sun, helping you save on energy costs. And it's easy to apply with a brush, roller, or sprayer. Shop our entire selection of roof coatings today on Menards.com. Plus, check our weekly flyer for all of the great deals happening now. Save big money at Menards. The latest Central Nebraska news is at centralnebraskatoday.com. And now the latest from ABC News on Y102.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The Supreme Court rejected President Trump's request to toss out a $5 million jury verdict that found he sexually abused writer E. Jean Carroll in the 1990s, then defamed her. The court did not rule on the president's request to toss out a second Carroll verdict that totals $83 million. The president said he's in no rush to reach a deal with Iran. The 60-day period for the countries to form an agreement expires today, and Mick Mulroy, a former Defense Department official and ABC News contributor, says,
right now, we're not going to see a resumption of major combat operations, but it's not in the interest of either country. So we're in somewhat of a stalemate. So this ceasefire, I think, will continue. But ultimately, this Strait of Hormuz has to be resolved for the United States to even get to the point where they can talk about the denuclearization plan.
Opening statements begin today in the trial of Dwayne Davis, accused of orchestrating the killing of Tupac Shakur 30 years ago. This is ABC News.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to Pure Talk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan, for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch. Y102 is broadcasting live from the Anderson Auto Group Studios. This is KRNY, Kearny, Grand Island, Hastings, and beyond. She said she was headed over to see her mama. Try to clear her head, she needed a little time. Said we could talk more about it later if you want. Walked out the door, swore everything was gonna be alright. It's been 4 days and 3 nights of whiskey. I ain't heard a word from her, and that's what gets me. So tell me, how far does a goodbye go?
All right, and that's it for that recording. Yeah, I will kind of self-correct here and say, yeah, this is definitely for sure like more like central Nebraska and not central Nebraska / western Nebraska. But I want to say, going further west into Lexington, which is the next recording I'm going to post, I'm going to call that western Nebraska. I mean, that's starting to get way out there. Anyway, this is Boris Stasnowa signing off, and may your day be wonderful, the rest of it. Whomever sees this.